Hello, and welcome to the December edition of the Corporate ESG 5 and 5 podcast. In this podcast, we spend 5 minutes exploring the key ESG trends that shape the market this month. I'm Dan Bressler from the Climate and ESG Capital Markets team, and I'll be taking you through this month's key focus. The International Finance Corporation and T. Rowe Price are set to introduce a dedicated blue bond investment strategy that is aimed at supporting sustainable marine and water initiatives in emerging markets. They've co-developed Blue Impact Investment Guidelines that will be implemented for the emerging markets blue economy bond strategy, which aligns with the issuer-focused IFC guidelines for blue finance. This strategy aims to attract investor capital to promote a blue economy, fostering sustainable capital markets in developing economies. On the issuer side, Mitsui OSK Lines has decided to issue blue bonds through a public offering in Japan's domestic market in January 24. This will be reportedly the world's first blue bonds in the shipping industry, which will utilize the blue bond guidance by the International Capital Markets Association. This activity around blue bonds follows on from the ICMA's guidance that was released earlier this year. ICMA's guidance builds on existing sustainable market standards, such as their green bond principles, and classifies blue use of proceeds as a subset of green use of proceeds. This guidance can support any additional blue economy financing. Furthermore, the IFC, the United Nations Global Compact, the United Nations Environment Program Finance Initiative, and other stakeholders has developed a practitioner's guide for bonds to finance the sustainable blue economy. This was released in September 23 and provides market participants with clear criteria, practices, and examples for blue bond lending and issuances. It provides information on the key components to be involved in launching a credible blue bond, how to evaluate the environmental impact of a blue bond, and the steps needed to facilitate transactions that preserve the integrity of the market. This guidance helps define blue bond economy typology and eligibility criteria, suggests key performance indicators, includes case studies, and highlights the need for increased financing to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 14 and other global sustainability targets. This previously issued guidance has been followed by an increase in focus on biodiversity and developing natural capital and disclosure expectations around biodiversity from issuers and investors alike. Investors, as well as the wider public, are currently only focusing on climate change when looking at environmental aspects, rather than understanding climate as part of nature and biodiversity. The good news is that the overall understanding and focus on biodiversity is actually moving faster than the awareness of climate change was some 10 or 15 years ago. There are increasing expectations for organizations to disclose their impact on biodiversity, along with overall ESG data. However, there are even more reporting challenges. This will include both qualitative and quantitative disclosures to show that companies are monitoring and assessing the impact, as well as minimizing risks and taking advantage of nature-related opportunities. However, many companies are not yet sufficiently resourced to retrieve, assess, and identify data across their whole value chain. Along with the guidance previously mentioned, there are other frameworks like the TNFD, the Task Force for Nature-Related Financial Disclosures, and the Science-Based Targets for Nature that are upcoming to help provide guidance on biodiversity nature reporting, metric, and targets. As these nature and biodiversity metrics, overall and for blue bonds, are not universal and will be changing, very much will be dependent on the location and the types of companies' operations. Thank you for listening to this month's Corporate ESG 5 and 5. I hope you found it useful. As always, please be sure to check out our monthly newsletter, LinkedIn, for more on key ESG trends shaping the market. And if you like this episode, please follow the channel and click the notification so you get future episodes as soon as they are released. Thank you again, Happy New Year, and see you next time.